Hello, sisters. I'm going to say something pretty important, and I'm probably just going to repeat it like 4 or 5 times to as many as need to hear it. So if you hear it and you think you're done, hop off. Hello, beautiful sisters. This is a message that feels very important. I've delivered it live before, and each time it gets taken down before it gets published. I'm going to say things you already recognize, and I need to say them again and again. So just pop in, stay here, and then hop out when you hear it repeating, because I have to loop the message, because I don't think it's actually going to be published. So the future is calling. You probably already know that something a lot like the thing that took us down for about 3 years is coming back around. You probably feel that something is brewing. I received the message back in September, August last year to create a sheltered space, to create a protected space. Protecting from what? I don't know. It's not necessarily a matter of gathering people out of harm's way. I think gathering people thing that took us down for about 3 years is coming back around. You probably feel that something is brewing. I received the message back in September, August last year to create a sheltered space, to create a protected space. Protecting from what? I don't know. It's not necessarily a matter of gathering people out of harm's way. I think it's actually a matter of gathering people offline and leveraging our collective think. Who's building the future? Humans are building the future. Who's creating the next reality? Humans are creating the next reality. Who's creating the next reality consciously, and who's creating by default? We are the ones creating consciously, and we get to be held together in a space. So I'm just letting you know, this free space that I'm calling the private space is specifically for that. It's not a program. It's not a course. It's a club. It's like you come here for getting out of the elements where you are not censored, and you actually get to seed the next reality. I don't have a plan for what's happening there. I don't have a program from what's happening there. But what I can tell you is that things are stirring. Things are underway. And somebody's got to be creating these spaces for people to gather, because there's power in being together. There's an energetic bubble created in this space. There's resilience being supported and cultivated in this space. We are also building the new world through our frequencies, right? So we need a stable place to stay stable. We need a stable place that's not going away when Instagram has its blackouts, because we've heard those are coming, right? To support our nervous system balancing. We need a stable place to have our energetic upgrades. We need a stable place to be in community, so that we know we're not alone, so that we know we're not being silenced, so that we can fuel up on our own missions and our own messages and really feel so solid and reinforced to go out and do the leadership work we are here to do, whatever that is for you. It could be your art. You know there are codes in your art, and it needs to be seen. That's where the activation happens, right? Now I'm going to loop back and repeat the message another way. I am speaking specifically about the club, not a program, not a course. This is not a course, called the Free Private Space. This is a safe, sheltered space I was asked to create. I received this download back in August, September, that things are coming. We won't like them. They're going to affect a number of people, and they're going to divide a number of people. We need a place to gather outside of the elements, outside of the mainstream, outside of socials. This club that I've created, I've put some nice things in there so you'll actually want to be there. Great, right? It's for spiritualists. It's for women on path, women who know they're here to lead. But more importantly, this is where we are seeding the next new reality. Literally. Not because we're meeting on Zoom every week. We're not doing that, although I will have some Zoom things for people who want to gather and see other faces. But really, it's the solidarity of energetic presence to them, to yourselves, to each other, having this sanctuary space to return to. This is so important. Not even to me consciously. It's like, I just keep getting the nudge, like, do this now, do this now, do this now. So what's happening in this space? Let alone all the logistics, which are delicious, by the way. I'm not going to create a club, a sheltered space with nothing inside. It's a spa lounge experience. You know me, you know how I roll. But energetically speaking, what's happening in this space? This is a protected space. Now, protected, not shielded up, but protected. It's its own insulated bubble. It's its own cleansed surgical environment, right? Clinical space where it's clean in here. The energy is clean in here. The integrity is clean in here. The sovereignty is clean and clear in here. You're in safe hands. You're not, I don't want to say what you're not. You're here to rub elbows with other amazing women on their spiritual paths. And this is a place to take respite from what's going down in the mainstream. It's a place to take care of your human. It's a place to take a higher perch as we step into this 5D perspective, this unity consciousness mindset, right? This is where the mindset shifts happen. This is where the upgrades happen. This is where the energetic awareness, higher levels up. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is where we are just calibrating to the new frequencies that we actually are seeding, right? But how do we seed most efficiently? By staying steadfast, by staying focused, by not being derailed, right? And so we need a safe space off of social where we are together, not divided, to do that. And that's why this space is free. And that's why I've gathered all my spiritual communities already and put them all in here together into one space, because 2024 is a really pivotal year. This new world, if you want to call it that, or this new, what I want to say about this new world from a really like 3D level, it's not like old Earth is going away, right? Amy used to say this all the time, and I was like, I understood that, but what is it? It's that we're getting access to a whole new level of frequencies. It's like we're getting eyes in the back of our head now. Our telepathy is turning on right now. The auric field of our throat chakra and the synchrony of our entire oracular matrix is like clicking on. It's activating. It's syncing up. We are now aware of what we could not be aware of before, but that was always already here. Are you tracking with me? Let me know you're tracking with me. So now I get to loop back around and repeat it again. Hop off if you've already heard this and you don't want to hear it anymore. I'm just going to keep doing it, because the message needs to get out. All right? In August, September of 2023, I received the very clear download. Thank you, sister, for tracking with me, to create a sheltered space. Sheltered from what? Protected from what? I was wondering, right? It's not necessarily a protected space as in we are in danger. It's not that. It's create a surgical environment, a special tent into which you can enter and be outside of, separate from the elements. What is happening in the elements? Shit's going down, right? You are hearing that systems are crumbling. You are hearing that things are really coming to a head in the 3D form, right? Why? Because these upgrades that we are ready for require the move over, the dislocation of the shit, right? Systems are failing. Powers that want to be in control are flailing, right? So we now are going to be seeing some crazy attempts, successful in terms of 3D atrocities, at disrupting, creating chaos. And it's going to be a lot like what we experienced 3 years ago. That's what we're feeling. That's what intuitives who are in the know, who work for huge government agencies, are finally whistleblowing and actually saying. Some of them are getting out of the game and they want to actually help raise the frequency of the collective now. They don't want to just be working undercover for the fill in the blank abbreviated term, right? Community, right? This is a big deal. People are needing to gather. So I've created a free space. It is not a program. It is not a course. It is just a housing space. Women in spiritual practice where we can take care of our human, see all the shit going down from a higher perch, be in our 3D when we need to be in our 3D, and participate in seeding this next new reality, because that is going to be created by us, by the star seeds, by the people who can hold their energy firm and steady and stable more often of the time than not. That's our work here. Is this making sense? Are you tracking with me? Let me know if you're tracking with me. Thank you for being here. This is a place for boosting our own resilience. This is a place where we can feel insulated from the elements. This is also because I'm creating a shelter. I'm not just going to create an empty, hollow shelter, right? I love luxury. I love exquisiteness. That's my gene keys. This space is including so many yummy things. Downloads, sharing, networking, collaboration. Meet your next co-author in this space. Meet your next BFF, best friend. Meet your personal healer who you've been hoping will help unlock these codes for this particular issue in this space. But those are all cherries on top. Right now, right here, I'm speaking most specifically about what we need to do, and that is to gather. And that doesn't mean leaving social, it just means extending beyond it. Find your places. I know you're part of communities offline. Maybe you're paying for them. Maybe they have time constraints. Maybe they're going to end in a few weeks. Be part of all the communities you feel called to be a part of, because they're going to bring you codes of knowledge, awareness, instructions, preparation for what we are walking into or what might be emerging as we go into 2024. And you might be that bridge between the pools and the communities of knowledge that you're part of. Does that make sense? You bring so much value here. Step into all the things you feel called to right now. This is the time. And apparently, I'm on here right now today because this really is the time. We don't know what's coming next, and we don't know how soon we're going to see something that we don't want to see. Okay, so we want to create these spaces. This is the time for mindset shifts. How many of you have been going through it? How many of you have been feeling raked through the coals, presented with your own bullshit for shedding, right? This is time for that. We get to create protected spaces for that because there might be more of that coming online as we are elevating our perspective and our frequencies. Our baseline frequencies are shifting, and we're now taking on even more information. And I'm seeing that as we're entering this new world of frequencies, not only are we seeding those new frequencies, as I've said before, I don't know where I am in the loop anymore, so just hop off if it feels redundant. But we are taking on new awareness on top of that, new psychic awareness, new levels of telepathy. It's like we're getting eyes on the back of our heads. We're now becoming aware of what's always been here all along. We just haven't noticed it. You can feel the urgency in my voice. I didn't create this free space to make money. I'm creating this free space because I have money, I have bandwidth, I have the joy of free time to actually accommodate the women who are on path, on mission in their spiritual practice, who want to gather with others. No question. Let's do this. And if you feel called to create the space, go ahead and create one too. We need this. We need this. We need this. I love you guys so much. Let's see if this video allows publication on Instagram. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions, DM me. I will do another live. I love you guys.